Hello, and welcome to Math Matters. My name is Miss Ott. Today, we will be learning about area. Knowing how to calculate area is an important skill that has many real-world connections. For this lesson, you will need a pencil and some paper. Go ahead and get those supplies now. Let's get our brains warmed up by thinking about measurement. Take a look at the picture. If Mr. Stottle is 6 feet 4 inches tall, how tall is the lamppost? I estimate that the lamppost is about 3 times taller than Mr. Stottle. If I take Mr. Stottle's height of 6 feet 4 inches and multiply it by 3, that would be 18 feet and 12 inches, or 19 feet total. My estimate is that the lamppost is about 19 feet tall. What is your estimate? Let's find out. The actual height of the lamppost is 19 feet 3 inches. How close was your estimate to the actual height of the lamppost? Previously, you learned that perimeter is the measurement or the distance around a shape or object. Today, we'll be learning about area. Area is the size of the space that a surface takes up. It is measured in square units. In real life, we might need to calculate the area of something if we're trying to figure out how much carpet we need to put in a room, or how much wallpaper is needed to put up on the wall. Can you think of any other examples of why we might need to find the area? Take a look at this picture. What do you notice? What do you wonder about? I notice that the man is laying tile on the slanted part of a pool. I wonder how he knew how much tile to buy so that he didn't buy too much or too little. He must have had to determine the area so that he could buy the right amount of tile. Let's pretend that this picture represents the bottom of the pool. We can see that the pool is a rectangle shape. Its dimensions are 8 yards by 6 yards. To find the area of the pool, we want to fill it with these small squares. Each small square measures 1 yard by 1 yard. Does this picture remind you of anything? It kind of looks like an array, doesn't it? When I see an array, I know I have several ways I can figure out how many are inside the array. I can count each square. Or I know that I can multiply one row of the squares times one column of the squares. I can find out the area the same way. Use your pencil and paper now to figure out the area of the pool. The area of the pool is 48 square yards. A shorter way to write square yards is to write the word yards with the little 2 above it. Let's determine the area of another shape. Look at the green rectangle. This rectangle has a length of 2 units and a width of 4 units. What is the area of this rectangle? You can use your pencil and paper to help you. One way to find the area of the shape is to count the square units inside. By counting, we can see that there are 8 units that fill this rectangle. We could also find the area by using multiplication. We can multiply the length times the width to get 8 square units. We can write 8 square units several ways. One way is to write it out with words. Here are 2 other shorter ways to write 8 square units. But what if we have a shape that it's not as easy to determine the area, like this hexagon? This shape is a little trickier to figure out because it isn't in a perfect array like the rectangle, and some squares are not fully used. Take a moment and see if you can determine the area of this shape. You may use your pencil and paper to help you. One way we could determine the area of this shape is to count all the full square units. We can see that there are 16 full square units. Next, we can look at the fractional pieces of squares that are left. We can see that each piece is about a half of a square unit. We can see that if we add up all the half square units, we get 8 halves. 8 halves is the same as 4 whole square units. Now we can take our 16 square units that we counted and add the 4 square units that are the pieces to get an area of 20 square units for this shape. Let's think about area. What might be some real-life reasons we would need to find the area of something? This has been Math Matters. Today, we learned about area. I'm Miss Ott. I hope you have a great day and keep on counting.